Hello everyone, George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape. Today I want to talk about living paycheck to paycheck. So, the reason I bring this up today is something that I'm having trouble, I'm kind of struggling with. I remember back in the day when I lived paycheck to paycheck. So when I was young, I was 18, my wife was 16, we got married, we were just children, we were having kids already, we were living paycheck to paycheck, okay? I understand it, I know what that's like. Today, I see the majority, if not all, of my employees live paycheck to paycheck. And what baffles me, which I want to hear inputs and feedback from you guys, what baffles me is when I have employees that are 30, 40, 50-year-old employees who are still living paycheck to paycheck. And this just blows me away. I want to give you an example one time of something that happened to us that I was just shocked. I was just devastated. This is the second time I've seen such a thing happen. So down in Florida, okay, all of our money gets done through our headquarters here in Wisconsin. So paying our employees down there, it happens, it's all set up to where we used to send checks down. We would send them a check down because a lot of these guys didn't have bank accounts, things of that nature. So, as you know, the mail is not always timely. Boy, if that check wasn't right there on the spot Monday morning, holy smokes, man. Your phone lit up. You had 20 guys calling you raising hell. Some guys walking off the job. I mean, just ridiculous shit, you know? Anyway, so that being said, now we go into a whole different scenario where we insist, if you come to work for us, you have to have a bank account so we can wire the money directly to your bank account. We had to get rid of that mail because the mail was a problem for us. Sometimes it'd be a day late, sometimes 2 days late. Some guys, half the guys would get their checks, the other guys wouldn't. You know, it was just constantly a crazy, crazy problem. So we insist everybody has their bank accounts. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, QuickBooks takes a shit on us. As we're trying to do all this and wire the money, something happened, something got screwed up. The checks didn't go out. That Monday, we had, I think, 6 guys walk off the job. 6 guys just completely walked away. And I'm thinking to myself, you idiots, you just walked away from a job because that check didn't come that day. Like, we aren't allowed to make any mistakes. We didn't even make the mistake, okay? It was a computer glitch. It was a computer glitch problem that caused it. I had 6 guys that walked off the job. I couldn't believe it. Just shocked. But here's the thing that baffles me. When I get down there and I go with the guys and I go into the gas station with them in the morning, we fuel up the trucks and such, here's what I see every single day. They'll go in there and buy 3 or 4 of these big old Monster energy drinks for $3 a pop. They'll go in there and they'll buy Slim Jims for their meal for the day, you know, whatever that comes to. Then they'll buy these scratch-off tickets, and they all do it. They buy these stupid-ass scratch-off tickets, okay? They spend money so foolishly, it's ridiculous. So I sit back here and I'm thinking to myself, this paycheck to paycheck thing, you know, it baffles me. It absolutely baffles me. No one seems to know how to save any money. There's no such thing as saving money today. And you could say times are tough, this, that, and the other. Hey, times were tough back in the day when my mom and dad would work all week long and dad's paycheck was $29. You think times weren't tough back then? You damn right they were tough back then. That's no different today than what it was back then. And I don't care what you say about that. They didn't make big money back then, okay? They didn't make big money back then. So it's not like they needed to be making big money today either. Yeah, this much I'll give you. Today, you need to have 2 people working. You need to have, the wife needs to be working and the husband needs to be working. You need those incomes coming into the house. I'll give you that. But these guys that are in their 40s and 50s and don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, unless some tragedy happened to these guys, I don't get it. I don't understand what the problem is here. But I see it all the time. It's nonstop. I can't believe no one knows how to save any freaking money. But they don't. So this is another thing. When I talk about solo guys versus building your company, you're always living paycheck to paycheck. When you're a solo guy, you're always living paycheck to paycheck, okay? As you grow your company and you have people that are helping you make money, you build a money-making machine, you're no longer living paycheck to paycheck anymore. those things change. Your life becomes way easier. It sounds, I know you listen to me and I rant and rave about my employees all the time and this and that. There are a lot of problems with employees. There really are. Today, more so than there ever was, because they figure they should have everything given to them. They don't want to work for their money. These are just some of the issues, okay? But to this day, I pack a lunch. I pack a lunch to this day. You know, my wife and I saved, we didn't have anything. We, like I said, I was 18, she was 16. We were babies having babies and taking care of those babies and staying off welfare and still managed to make it go. And now we own 3 businesses. So there's no excuse, in my opinion, to be living that paycheck to paycheck thing. When you're in your 40s and 50s, I mean, you should be beyond that. You should have money set aside. You shouldn't be that desperate for that type of a thing. I'd like to know what you guys' thoughts are, those of you guys who have employees, if you're facing the same thing that I am, and what your thoughts are about that. I think, you know, it's easy for me to say now. I look back, I have one guy that works for me here in Wisconsin. When he comes to work every day, he's got a can of chew, and he's got a pack of cigarettes, and he's got those every single day, and he's got Monster energy drinks. He doesn't have a sandwich. So I say to him, where's your lunch? Oh, I can't really afford any food, man. My money's gone. Well, you can afford those cigarettes. You can afford that chew. You can afford those Monster drinks. That's where all your money went. But to try and teach him that, I'd be better off trying to grow hair than to teach him that. Thanks for watching. George Packard, Family Lawn and Landscape. See you next time.